What's going on, everybody? Top 10 Pokemon back, bringing you the top Pokemon card auctions of the week. This is actually a very exciting week because we are going to see the very first PSA graded cards from Evolving Skies set. So we're going to see a lot of Evolutions, Dragonites, Rayquazas. It's going to be very exciting, and I have a ton of other awesome cards to show you as well. Folks, if you haven't already, please head over to my 10,000 subscriber giveaway video where I will be giving away the Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box along with a PSA graded card to those of you who follow me on Instagram. And all I ask in return is on that video you leave a comment of your favorite Pokemon YouTuber of all time and you will be entered in to get this Shining Fates Elite Trainer Box. So before we get into the Evolving Skies graded cards, which I cannot believe are back already from PSA, so people must have paid a pretty penny to get those graded. Let's check out what Chilling Reign's doing here with this Blaziken V-Max Secret Rare PSA 10 card. We have a few of these to go over. Here is one that sold for $510. Another one here sold for $475. And this one here sold for $810. Now, I'm not quite sure about this one. This seller here had two cards for sale. We're going to see the other one later on in this video. But yeah, there's nothing else for sale, no recent feedback, so I'm not sure if this particular listing was shill bid or not, because as you can see, there's quite a difference there in price. Here was this Calyrex V-Max card in PSA 10 that sold for $530 this week. The Galarian Moltres V Full Art card here in PSA 10 sold for $609 this week. Also from Chilling Reign, we have the Golden Secret Snorlax card that sold as a PSA 10 for $966 in a Probstein auction. Before we get into the Evolving Skies cards, I wanted you to check out this Tyranitar V alternate artwork card from Battle Style set. One of the few really good cards from Battle Styles, or should I say valuable cards from Battle Style set that in PSA 10 sold for $440 this week. Alright, now on to the Evolving Skies graded cards. First off, we have this Leafeon B-Max in PSA 10 that has sold this week for $232.50. The Glaceon Rainbow Rare V-Max card sold as a PSA 10 for $212.50. The Japanese Glaceon VMAX card sold as a BGS 10 for $600 even this week. And then the English version of this card, the Glaceon VMAX, sold as a PSA 10 for a little bit more at $608.91. The Japanese Espeon VMAX sold as a PSA 10 this week for $430. And then the BGS 10 version of this card sold for $560. The Sylveon VMAX card in PSA 10, such an awesome card. It's so colorful, so vibrant, very eye-catching. Sold for $400 even this week in auction. And another one sold for $510 in auction. We have a Japanese Umbreon V here. Also another amazing illustration there. Looking down at this Pokemon, I think I see a pincer there. Very awesome. This card sold as a PSA 10 for $560. And then the English version of this card sold as a PSA 10 for $530. A few Umbreon VMAX cards to go over. We have one here as a PSA 10 that went for $681. The other one sold for $750. And then one here sold for $900. So definitely prices are all over the place for these Evolving Skies cards here. It's hard to tell what auctions are legit and what are not. I always look for the ones that are not relisted, and also ones with sellers with good feedback. We have the Dragonite V from Evolving Skies, got the PSA 10, sold for $695.91. And then you had another one sell for $860 this week. Here is a Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies. This is a PSA 9 that sold for $305. And then the Rayquaza VMAX Secret Rare card sold as a PSA 10 for $990. So not much lost on this card. I think last week it sold for a little bit over $1,000, so it was pretty close to $1,000 this week. Before we get into the vintage section of our video, let's take a look at some of miscellaneous modern cards that came by in auction. We have this Pikachu card from the Generation set. This is the Radiant Collection in PSA 10, sold for $300 even. And then we had a Charizard GX BGS 10 from Hidden Fates that sold for $1,150 this week. The Lily Full Art Trainer card from Ultra Prism sold as a PSA 10 for $832 this week. Here is from Ancient Origins, a Primal Groudon EX card. Not one you see come by in auction very often. Sold as a PSA 10 for $335. Here is a segment with a bunch of Call of Legends cards. If you don't know what Call of Legends set is, It has some truly amazing cards in it. There was a seller here that must have been selling all of his Call of Legends cards here. Let's go over them. We have this PSA 9 Suicune from Call of Legends that sold for $455. The PSA 9 Palkia from this set sold for $410. The PSA 9 Kyogre sold for $515. The PSA 9 Lugia from this set sold for $938.78. This is a monster card for a PSA 10. Well over a 5-figure card in the past. The PSA 10 Entei from this set sold for $1,050. The PSA 10 Raikou sold for $1,230. The PSA 10 Dialga sold for $1,050. And then the PSA 10 Deoxys from this card sold for $2,425. Here is one of the best Ho-Oh cards of all time, in my opinion. This is a PSA 10 from Call of Legends that sold for $2,550. I love this card. And then here we had the Groudon from Call of Legends that sold for $3,050 this week. Here's a couple other cards from Call of Legends. You have the Snorlax Staff pre-release card holographic that sold as a PSA 10 for $2,128. And then we had a regular Holo Umbreon that sold as a PSA 10 for $2,850. And boy, check out the holofoil on that card, folks. Whew, beautiful. From EX Emerald, we have the Reggie Rock EX sold as a PSA 10 for $735. A BGS 9 First Edition Lugia from Neo Genesis sold for $3,000 even this week. That's pretty interesting. We have a Shining Celebi First Edition from Neo Destiny set that sold for $1,725. The Dark Gyarados First Edition from Team Rocket set sold as a PSA 10 for $510 this week. Alright, I got a few base set cards to go over that I thought were interesting. We have a First Edition PSA 10 base set Squirtle that sold for $1,000 even. And then the Charmander sold for $1,111 this week. And then the Bulbasaur sold for $2,305. Here is a PSA 10 German Bissaflor, otherwise known as Venusaur, that sold for $1,375. The Unlimited Mewtwo Holo from base set sold as a PSA 10 for $789. And then the base 2 version sold as a PSA 10 for $760 this week. Here is a PSA 3 Shadowless base set Charizard that sold for $900 this week. I usually don't post on the lower grades, but I saw this come by in auction. I thought that was pretty interesting. This card almost got $1,000 as a PSA 3. So here's a BGS 9.5 First Edition base set Blastoise that sold for approximately $11,012 US. One more card to go over before we get to our sealed product. We have a 1997 Pikachu Prism card that in PSA 10 sold for $1,254. This is a very odd shaped Pikachu, but still, you gotta appreciate how old and minty this card is. Alright, on to some, well, I guess this isn't sealed, but it is a Skyridge booster box with no cards in it. Also included 5 empty booster pack wrappers that sold for $510. Ooh. For a box and 5 empty wrappers, folks. Can you believe that? $510. No cards included. Crazy. We had a very healthy auction for the Evolutions booster box that went sealed for $810. Not a bad price for this box. We have a graded PSA 10 demo pack that sold for $6,100 this week. That was pretty cool. And folks, the auction of the week has to go to the First Edition base set sealed booster box that sold at Heritage Auctions for $360,000 this week. An insane price for an insane box. What do y'all think of that? Thank you guys for watching, folks. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I will see you all very soon. Thank you.